In the house of upside down, cellar's top floor, attic's ground. In the house of upside down, laughing cries and smiles frown. In the house of upside down, found is lost and lost is found.
We took off en route to the ice cream store located near Palermo, California. My family loves this ice cream shop. From the youngest, Caitlin, with a C, vibrant blonde glowing hair, is now 4 years old. And Grace, the eldest, she is 11, she is starting to get to the adolescent age, but she puts up with her little sister and brother quite well. For the most part, she zones out on these long car rides by just putting in her headphones and blasting the music. And for the middle child, my son James, he is 5. He holds down the house when I'm gone. However, that poor little guy is in a house filled with an overload of estrogen. That's probably why he loves going to the park with me to throw the football. He does really well for 5 years old. He throws it pretty far, and every catch is basically him getting hit in the face, but other than that, he actually catches the ball too. My wife is at work, unfortunately, but she will be home once we get back. We are headed to the ice cream shop because it's Caitlin's birthday today. She's pretty excited to get some ice cream, and so is James. We start singing happy birthday to Caitlin again, for the 6th time this trip. But I can't really complain. We're also rocking out to the radio along the way. As for Grace, well, she's in her own little world with her headphones. As we get about 30 minutes out from Palermo, I remembered a road that my father was telling me about. To talk about this road, I have to go in a bit of detail about my dad. You see, my dad was a lawyer. He told me there was this case in which he had to defend a previous convicted felon, and the residence in which he lived in for some time, other than prison, was on this road named Tagus. My dad told me that the road is a fun, winding route that goes into Palermo. However, the houses along the way have been deserted for some time now. Coincidentally, this was shortly after that particular trial ended. It was as if this convicted felon was the only one living there. This trial was over 20 years ago. So I figured I'd check it out and maybe there's some new houses built. At least that's what my optimistic side likes to think. We take a right onto Tagus Street. The sky, a crisp blue, and the white clouds, massive and abundant, but no rain. Just a winding road inside a smooth car. This road trip can't get any better. Not even 5 minutes later on this road, we see the first house off to the left. Abandoned. Ooh, that's scary, Caitlin's innocent voice whispers. The radio becomes filled with static. I turn it down. Where are we going? Grace asks, sounding impatient. Stop yelling! James shouts at Grace. I laugh out loud just a little bit. James, don't yell at your older sister. Also, get your finger away from Caitlin's nose. Caitlin and James both laugh. Grace just rolls her eyes and keeps looking out the car window. Dad, this road isn't going to take us longer to get to Palermo, is it? No, not much longer at all. Freaky, Caitlin says to the house on the right. Oh, you're right, Caitlin. I look at this house longer than the one on the left. Wow, I say to myself. Dad, watch out! I look straight and I see a truck barreling towards us in our lane, head on. I swerve, but too late. I hear my kids crying, but I can't move. I think my door is open. Did somebody open it?
These four look happy.
I hear a strange voice say, but I cannot see anybody. I slowly slip into a dream. An image comes into my mind. It's the trip me and my wife took to Paris a couple years ago. I see what I can make out as the Eiffel Tower and a maze of buildings alongside. I dream of me and my wife walking amongst the buildings. People outside selling food at some food stands. My wife singing. Desserts teasing us from inside the windows of French shops. And authentic wooded floor shops selling wine of only the finest. The smell of trees blossom, and the stone sidewalk slightly skewing my stride. The music filled through the streets. I'm unable to find the source of the music, but I really don't care where it's coming from. It's such an amazing feeling. The beautiful French people speaking amongst each other, probably discussing food and prices. Lovers sitting at restaurant tables, coffee and teacups clinging to the small plates, and a few street performers singing subtle, calming music. Music from decades past. But traditional and prideful. I can feel my wife's hand in mine, her soft skin feeling like the clouds in the crisp blue sky. But I then feel her hand morph into a strong, clammy, scarred, deteriorated skin feeling grip. I awaken from this. I look up, and I'm being dragged by another being. Some huge, husky person with a slight waddle from them carrying my weight. I try to get loose, but I can't move. I'm dragged through the grass. It looks as though I'm being taken inside a house. My hands, I can feel the detailed wounds in them. Other than the glass impaled in my entire arm, the most painful feeling is in my hand being squeezed by this obscured figure. I can feel the glass inside my hand release more blood, and the webbing in between my index finger and middle finger torn with a large sharp glass piece. I try to speak, but I can't. I just grunt. Has my body completely shut down? Am I paralyzed? Where are my kids? Are they all right? I try to shout my kids' names. I still can't say anything, no matter how hard I try. And then I hear a door open, and all goes black again.
In the house of upside down.
I wake back up, staring at a wood floor this time. I hear a child scream. Is that Caitlin? I try to shout, but I'm startled by a loud bang. A gun? A few more shots ring out. Oh, definitely a gun. And then I hear laughter. Muffled. Must be in the room next to me. I hear footsteps. In the very room I'm in. Grace? No, too big for Grace's feet. I live with my children, and I know whose steps are whose, but these steps are foreign. Hey, I murmured, poorly. Who is that? I hear laughter.
I finally found you, David. You don't know me, but I know your family very well. My son, Charles, is no longer with me. He hasn't been for over 20 years. Your father had to screw it all up for my family. And now, you bring your family to my neighborhood to flaunt your happiness, to rub your filthy rich lives in my face. I hope you know you are down one family member already. Caitlin, was it? You know, it's funny. It was her birthday today. How odd she would die on her birthday at such a young age.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you don't believe me? Jack will bring her head in here soon to prove it to you, after his blade gets through all her little 4-year-old veins.
A sharp object, a blade, slammed into my stomach.
Go ahead. Try to take out the blade.
I try to move my hands, but I'm hogtied, upside down, slowly bleeding out. I can't get my hands to pull this knife out of me.
If you can't in the next few seconds, another family member of yours dies. This is fun. This is better than cable.
I hear a chainsaw.
Uh-oh. Looks like Grace didn't go so gracefully, did she?
I start shedding tears, or was it sweat? I can't feel much of anything. I cannot say anything. I can barely feel as though I'm alive. I must be dying soon.
Oh, look. Caitlin's little head.
He grabs her blonde, vibrant hair, with her head attached.
Looks like she would have been quite the heartbreaker if she actually grew up. Oh no! Looks like there are only 3 family members left now, is there?
3? I say slightly out loud.
Oh yes. See, it was gonna be kill the entire family at your nice house. But you just so happened to come here. How convenient. Of course, the only thing slipping through the cracks is your family's blood on the hardwood floor. We wouldn't want anyone getting away, now would we? So we have Vinny at your house, taking care of your wife. Oh wait, hold on. Let me get my phone out, since you probably don't believe me. Don't worry, I'm used to getting evidence together. Sorry, I'm a little busy at the moment. She's a bit of a squirmer. She won't shut up. Now that we've taken care of her, tell me, what happens to your son? How does he die? Oh, you know what? No. Never mind. Looks like the dogs are hungry. I suppose James will suffice. Better than their typical pedigree.
I'm still strung up. He takes the knife out of my stomach. The pain is excruciating. He pulls over a blank canvas and takes the flat end of the knife and starts to paint with my blood. A record player and a painting canvas is all that I can see in this room as I look at those objects upside down.
Well then, David, I think you've suffered enough. I'll kill you after I'm done with this painting.
He plays the record player nearby and starts to hum a tune. I doze off. I wake back up. The blood loss makes me feel so numb. I see he's painting what looks to be the Eiffel Tower.
What do you think of it, David? Do you like my painting? It looks familiar to you, doesn't it? I would love to see Paris, too. Tell me, Did you drink the red wine till you choked?
I see the knife he has in his right hand, and his right hand cocks back. He thrusts the knife forward, blade incoming, right for my throat.